Tim O'Malley with Tim Priester following Brian Kelly's New Mexico preview press conference. Tim, we'll start off with injury news. We have good, bad, and new, I think is the best way to say it.
Well, the good is Cole Kmet, which he didn't come right out and say that he'll play this weekend, but he did participate last week. They had some physical practices. I don't know if he was actually involved with the physicality of that, but ran around 7-on-7. And so I don't think this is surprising us now. I think there were some hints along the way that his recovery was going quickly, as it did last year with the high ankle sprain. So that's positive. Definitely for Georgia, if he can get out of the New Mexico game unscathed.
And then unfortunate, but I think we knew this one, Jafar Armstrong, obviously out for the foreseeable future. Brian Kelly mentioned, hey, we're not going to put a time frame on it. Julian Okwara came back from a similar injury. I don't know when this happened. From a similar injury in 4 weeks, though he did not have surgery. It would seem that Jafar Armstrong would benefit quite a bit from the bye and be back for the Michigan game, but we're just throwing that out there now. We don't know that, but I do know that he will not be playing this month. And that's not a surprise, but his backup, Jameer Smith, I did not know that Jameer Smith injured his toe in Saturday's scrimmage. And toe injuries, if you know, is from football, range from he could play this week to this could be an existing problem.
It can take some time. You hear about turf toe and think that it doesn't sound like much of an injury, but it can be. They have moved Avery Davis, something that we speculated about over the weekend in analyzing the running back situation. Avery Davis moving back to running back. He's become kind of a yo-yo with playing quarterback and then a skill position offensively and then moving to defense and cornerback. But he was not going to see the light of day at cornerback. Brian Kelly called him a good teammate. He understands if he's upset with the head coach because he's pulling him back and forth. But it's an opportunity, once again, for him to do something that comes a little bit more naturally to him, and that's playing with the football tucked under his arm.
Yeah, it's good news for Avery Davis, whether it really impacts the Notre Dame football team or not. He's in the right spot, I would think, on the offensive side of the ball. I thought one interesting thing Brian Kelly mentioned today was going back to Louisville. He felt that Notre Dame's veterans, to put a fine point on the veterans not playing exceptionally well, was they were trying to win every game as opposed to win the play. And that makes a lot of sense when you are the only game in town on night against Louisville, and that was what practice was about last week and this week, is kind of bringing it back to the process, which people love talking about, but just the fact that you focus on the 6 seconds of a play, not that you're trying to be a playoff contender.
College football players will do that. They can sway a little bit. I thought it was interesting when asked about the letdown in week 2 last year against Ball State. Now they're in this situation playing New Mexico. He put the blame on himself, and he has said that before, but he basically said that his players performed the way they were, conditioned to perform, I guess, with him making the decision. They didn't do a really good job of preparing them.
We'll be back Tuesday with player interviews, but right now we're off for a podcast, and we'll be back on Thursday night for the Brian Kelly radio show, all at irishillustrated.com.